Welcome back to the Jersey Oddcast, where South Jersey never sleeps, even if it sometimes feels a little empty, with Joseph F. Berenato, Gabriel J. Donio, and me, Gina Rullo. This week, we're flying high with news about a new airline at the AC airport, digging into mysteries from Oak Grove Cemetery, remembering the founder of Conte's Pasta, and talking festivals, roadwork, and water projects across our region. Of course, we've got our odd poll because Halloween, fall, and even Christmas are already in the stores. What's next? Easter baskets in December? We'll scoop up a sweet oddcast odd fact about New Jersey's ice cream legacy, check in on our community calendar from Rocco's Townhouse, and, because it wouldn't be us without it, a little merch push and a forecast you won't want to miss. Stick around, Oddballs. South Jersey may be unpredictable, but that's exactly how we like it. What's happening, gentlemen?
Sounds like quite a lot.
It is, and for August, which is normally like snooze fest, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Yeah.
happening. A lot happening. Like, for example, you stole my Easter baskets line. Come on now.
Womp
What's up with
womp.
that? I can't believe that. Now I got to come
Um,
up with something involving, I don't know, leprechauns or something.
You've got a little time before we get to that segment.
Thank God.
Gabe and I were driving around this weekend looking for stuff to do, and the area was remarkably empty. Yes, there were a ton of people down the shore, but our area of South Jersey seemed very quiet.
It always
Okay. I was.
does, don't you think?
Yeah.
What do you think, Joe?
I was. When you said it seemed empty, I didn't know if you meant like devoid of people, or if businesses were empty, the whole nine. But yeah, no. This time of year, people are either inside or down the shore. You don't see a whole lot milling about, walking the avenues, whatever town you may be in. I know for me, like I've had enough of the heat. So if I'm not working, I'm inside. So
Yeah,
maybe they're all just indoors.
I saw some people walking this morning in front of our front porch, but last night, and it was a pretty decent evening. It was like one person, and we were out there
A couple
hours,
hours listening
and
to music
yeah,
and
we were
sitting on the
enjoying
front
it.
porch, but no one walked by in the evening.
And normally we get people walking their dogs and people are around,
Sure.
and also we have a lot of activity in the neighborhood with different things. I don't know, it's always every year I feel like people go away this time of year, and sometimes we
Hmm.
have too. But when you're in Hamilton, I guarantee you it's so easy to get a table at like a restaurant, or just to walk up and do things, because I think a lot of people go away to the mountains or go away to Europe or go away to West,
The shore.
or the shore. Of course, shore's packed. I can
Yeah.
attest to that. But it's a different vibe. It's like a very chill, very relaxed vibe in Hamilton right now. It's not. It's a kind of a. I like it. I like it when I guess it's akin to when after Labor Day in a shore town, everybody empties out.
Yeah.
Because
And then all the locals go back to the businesses and everything because all the shoobies are gone.
and then in 2 weeks that'll be here. We'll have all the locals back in Hamilton for the remainder of the year. So it's just a reverse kind of situation.
Yeah. It was odd though too. We had to run an errand in I guess that'd be like Washington Township, I guess that area, Sewell, whatever. And we went to lunch someplace over the weekend and we're like, is this place even open? And we walk in and there was like maybe two tables. It was a pretty good sized restaurant. And we're like, okay, weird. But the traffic on the expressway going to that area was pretty heavy, but they were heading back towards Philadelphia. Maybe it was the turnover traffic. The week is over, so now it's the new people are coming in. But Washington Township was remarkably quiet in this restaurant that we've been to a couple times. It's usually pretty busy. So
Yeah,
again,
and
it's at
it.
August. Everyone's out of town time.
I should note it did not make the service any better. Interestingly, like there's nobody there. There's two tables, and it was like, why am I waiting? I don't.
Why am I waiting 10 minutes for you to come take my drink order?
So
Okay.
weird.
Yeah. That's an issue.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
they were the 2 minutes away from us leaving because my feeling is if you can't come greet us in 10 minutes, we should just leave. Because if we say something, I feel like you're going to spit in my food.
Yes.
It's weird.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I know my neighborhood's been relatively quiet. I haven't seen a whole lot of bustling activity around, except for last night, for reasons that I don't understand. Shortly after 11 o'clock, someone in the neighborhood ran a leaf blower for just under a minute. Now, I could see, okay, I don't know, you spilled something, and so you're going to blow it for 5, 10 minutes, noise ordinance be damned, whatever. But 1 minute of a leaf blower going, and then it just shut off. I don't even know what that was about.
Maybe they were
That was
testing the leaf blower.
at 11 o'clock at night. It was
Who
weird.
knows? People
Uh,
are weird. Just oh, does the leaf
Maybe
blower
they were
still work
maybe they were scaring off a squirrel or a raccoon or something.
at 11 o'clock at night?
I don't know.
With a leaf blower?
It's a
You know
loud
what?
noise.
Hey, I,
Yeah,
I, I ain't judging. I don't know.
I don't know. Usually it's
You mentioned
fireworks. Fireworks.
Oh, Lord, yes. Always.
You were
And
gonna
then of
say,
course you have everybody on the Ring app. Did somebody hear a gunshot? No, somebody's been shooting off fireworks.
yeah.
Do you have a
Every
Ring
single time.
doorbell?
No, I used to have a Ring doorbell. When I moved, I don't have them, but I still have the app. So I get to see all of the weird neighborhood comments
Oh,
and
so should we download that just for funsies?
oh, it's a good time, especially when there is a planned firework display that everybody knows about. Like the
Oh,
amount of
like
people
last
who
week, National Night Out?
yeah, like the amount of people who were like, "What was that loud bang on the 16th of July?" Ma'am, you're living in the
Yeah,
wrong town.
yeah. It's just every hour on the
Ma'am.
hour.
Yeah.
You still get your Ring camera messages from your
Yeah,
old house?
I don't get any notifications because there are no like cameras tied to it, but I still have the app with the community discussion,
That's
and that's always a good time.
keeps you
Maybe
in
I'll just
touch.
download that for us, Gabe, and we can have some
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, be interesting. I've
Um,
never seen
I
it.
saw that there's a new airline service coming to Atlantic City. How do we all feel about it, and what are the details? Gabe?
Let's welcome Allegiant. Allegiant is coming to Atlantic City. They sent out a press release. They said they're going to come to Atlantic City Airport and they're going to serve 4 routes that will connect popular coastal destinations. And one thing that they said is that to celebrate, the company is offering one-way fares on the new routes as low as $39. Now
Woo-hoo!
that's
Hmm.
there's a little asterisk even on the press release.
Press
So I'm
release.
sure there's some different things involved with that. But let's talk about those routes. We're looking at Fort Lauderdale, Florida, via Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport, beginning on December 4th, 2025, with
Okay.
one-way fares as low as $39. St. Petersburg, Florida, via St. Pete Clearwater International Airport, beginning President's Day weekend, with one-way fares as low as $39. Sanford, Florida, via Orlando Sanford International Airport, beginning President's Day weekend, again with one-way fares as low as $39. And Punta Gorda, Florida, via Punta Gorda Airport, beginning President's Day weekend, also with fares as low as $39. One way. All of those are one way. So, in addition to unveiling new routes, Allegiant has extended its flight schedule through May 2026, offering travelers the ability to plan vacations and book travel accommodations in advance. Just a little on the one way fares. Seats and dates are limited. Fares are not available on all flights. Flights must be purchased before August 14th, 2025 for travel by May 19th, 2026. So unfortunately, this is passed. But prices displayed include taxes, carriage charges, and government fees. So when you look at these rates, these offers are no longer with us. But I think it's important to point out that they did offer them and that this is their way of introducing themselves to the Atlantic City area. And these new routes are convenient for people to take them. What do you guys think?
I think my favorite part of the fares only available until August 14th is that the press release was dated August 13th.
It's pretty wild.
That's my favorite part. Like, you
But
must purchase these by tomorrow or no
right,
dice. Yeah.
we're gonna release it now. Look, we got this release last
I will
week,
say this right now. I'm looking at a flight and it's $39. And
so they're
this is later than that. So they might have, but a couple of seats are also 43.50. So
They're affordable.
It's
they
very
are affordable.
affordable.
This might actually get me to go to Florida because, as we all know, I have never been to the great state of Florida.
I did
Really?
not know that.
No.
So we'll have
Really?
to we would have to take you there. What were the two reasons again for you? One was the heat and the other was
My uncle used to work for Disneyland in California, and my grandmother lived in California, so we went out that way as
you went to
Okay.
kids.
Disneyland. I guess there was a third reason, which was the bugs. You don't like the large
Oh,
bugs.
that's a reason now.
Yeah,
The bugs and the gators.
the bugs and the gators.
But
See
I would
this?
go for spring training, I guess, if we would go see the Mets or the
No.
Phillies or even the Sox. I think I could be convinced to go.
Okay. Good
I
to
mean, for
know.
$43, why not? I didn't even pay for Joe's ticket at 43 bucks.
Well,
It's like an
you
Uber ride.
you're saying we would take the Oddcast on the road, Oddcast from spring training. That'd be pretty fun.
We would have to
Yeah,
explain the
that's
sport to Joe.
I am well familiar with it. I just don't watch it.
Yeah,
I'm
Joe, don't you remember
yeah.
our earlier segment with Joe talking about Pete Rose? Come on.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he knows anything.
I watched baseball when I was a kid. I watched the Phillies all the time, so I had something to talk about with my grandfather. It lost its zeal for me after the strike in '94. I know that was 30 years ago, but that's what
Let
did
it
it.
go, Joe. Let it go. That's
Well,
30
I'm
When
years.
as soon
excited.
as you let go of the solar array, I'll let go of the strike.
Yeah,
Never.
I'm
God,
excited for Atlantic City Airport. I'm excited for the Florida travel. It's good for our snowbirds. It's good for people who have to go visit their relatives in Florida during the winter.
yeah.
My
I'm
favorite airport name is Punta Gorda. I think that's great.
I'm
Yeah.
I- I'm also excited because it's been no secret that Spirit has been having all kinds of difficulties, and I know that there was talk of them not flying out of AC anymore. So the fact that there is another airline coming in to provide what are essentially commuter flights to Florida,
Yeah.
It seems to
it's great for
me,
the area.
it seems to me that's putting Spirit on notice and basically
Yeah,
saying, look, the airport's not going to stop running. So you
yeah.
get your act together and maybe they could wind up with both Spirit and Allegiant, which would be great.
Which yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, this will be fun to
So,
see. But if all of that travel is making you think you need to move closer to home, which is probably South Jersey, there's only one realtor to call.
and that's Phil Carr of Crowley and Carr Real Estate. If you're looking to buy or sell your home or commercial property in South Jersey, call Phil Carr, owner of Crowley and Carr Real Estate. Crowley and Carr is the best place in town to find the best place in town. Call them at 609-561-0505 or go to Facebook or Instagram.
Thank you, Gabe. I appreciate that. Last week, we learned that the founder of Conte's Pasta had passed away. Moro Mike Conte, age 65, of Vineland, passed away peacefully on August 11th, surrounded by his family, according to his obituary online. Born in San Tommaso, Italy, Moro immigrated to the United States with his family in 1970, settling in Boston, Massachusetts, before moving to Vineland in 1974. In 1978, he co owned Conti's restaurant with his siblings Claudio and Lucia, and in 1990, he founded Conti's Pasta. He was known for his entrepreneurial spirit, dedication to his craft, and the joy he brought to his work. He was a passionate marathon runner, an avid collector of luxury cars, and a devoted traveler who loved experiencing the world's beauty. He is survived by his children, his siblings, nieces, and nephews. Please make a donation in his memory to the charity of your choice. He will be dearly missed and lovingly remembered by all who knew him, according to his obituary. And his funeral was scheduled for today, August 19th, and Roan Funeral Service handled all of the arrangements. For me, Conti's pasta is so well known. It's the pasta you buy, you pick it up at Bagliani's, and it's just such an iconic part of South Jersey. They have a great gluten-free section for Gabe, so I was always very appreciative about that. And I also knew them through the newspaper because they used to advertise with us on occasion. So again,
Hmm.
our deepest sympathies are with the Conti family.
Yeah, it's a loss for them, and it's a loss for Southern New Jersey, and really anyone who loves delicious food. By all intents and purposes, everything I've ever heard about Conti's has been top notch and always the best. So obviously that starts with the founder, and I'm sure his family will continue in that, continue his legacy.
Yeah, and really, you talk really about the American dream there. A guy emigrates when he was young, goes to Boston, comes to South Jersey, and becomes renowned throughout the region. That's fantastic.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
and he will be missed, but we will celebrate his life through great gluten-free raviolis.
Without a doubt, always be
And
remembered that way.
Joe, you have a little bit of a mystery going on. You sent us some information about what's the details.
Yeah, it's I came across it last week or the week before when I was researching one of the residents at the cemetery. I came across a booklet that's the state of New Jersey published in 1964 about the state's tercentenary celebration. I think I said that properly. The 300th anniversary.
Well, say you did.
All right. According to the booklet, because the booklet had what every municipality in the state did to celebrate the anniversary. And according to it, a 3 year celebration was led by the Hamilton Tercentenary Committee. The chairman of the committee was Mrs. William Fair, and the local Chamber of Commerce contributed $500 towards the celebration. And during that celebration, it was during that time that efforts first began to have the old library and town hall designated as the Historical Society Museum, so we can thank that for that. There was a Miss Blueberry USA contest. The winner was crowned at a grand ball at the National Guard Armory, but there were mysteries, and these surprised me. In honor of the tercentenary, Hamilton adopted St. Helier, the capital of the Isle of Jersey, as its sister city in 1964. And the Tercentenary Committee initiated plans for a program of affiliation between the two communities. Local organizations corresponded with their counterparts, and arrangements were made for exchanges of students and official visitors. And I found newspaper articles of officials from St. Helier coming to New Jersey. Additionally, markers were placed by the Kiwanis Club on 11 trees in the community that were at least 300 years old. Now, I reached out to the Historical Society, the Kiwanis Club, and the Environmental Commission chair to see if any records exist anywhere of those trees, where they might have been, and whatever became of them. And we seem to have completely forgotten that in addition to San Gregorio di Sassola, which I think I also pronounced correctly, in
We're going to
Italy,
say that you did.
all right, I mean, we have a sister city on the Isle of Jersey. And
Yeah.
we've forgotten about that. So if anyone has any information out there on the sister city or the trees, please let me know, because I can't think of anywhere except for maybe one tree in Greenmount Cemetery that's about 5 feet in diameter that might be 300 years old and still living.
Yeah, I don't know about a lot of the trees. I do have some information on St. Helier, but is it Helier? They- Your guess is
It's English, so it's probably Hellier.
Helier. Before I get into that, though, it's there was a marker for many years on the wisteria vine on the tree on Vine Street or Schoolhouse Lane.
Yes,
Uh,
I was actually speaking with Bill Parkhurst about that the other day. I believe the Presbyterian Church put that marker there.
I think the town did, believe it or not. I think the
Okay,
town did, and I think it was not part of the tercentenary. It was tercentenary. It was about the bicentennial, and the markers went out in the
okay,
'70s, like next to the Baptist church. And there's even one I think the Baptist church redid, if you want to see what it looks like. But there was a marker in front of that tree, but it was about the vine and not the tree, if I'm
right.
remembering right.
Yeah.
So that's on that. But I don't know of any other trees that are 300 years old. Having said that, St. Helier has a very interesting Hamilton connection in that his, I believe it was his martyrdom came on July 16th
Oh,
in
because all roads
555.
lead to Hamilton. Yeah.
In
Is that
555.
like his is that like his feast day?
I believe that is his feast day, is July 16th. So, in fact,
That's
I know that. I don't think
that's
that.
awesome.
I know that. So we just did the 150th. I believe someone must have researched back in the day and did a crossover and said this Isle of Jersey, this Saint Helier, actually his feast day is the same as the feast of Our Lady of Mount Carmel, 16th of July, and my birthday. I'll add that in as well. It was really
Why
unique.
not? Yeah.
Why not? And because it was really unique to be a Hamiltonian researching this, and then that popped up, and I went, "This is not a coincidence. No way." So it would be interesting to see if there's anyone who still has any memory of 1964 and can validate that they picked that because of that reason. I can't
Right.
see how they wouldn't. And
Gabe, I wonder if your mom would know anything about this. Again, Bill Parkhurst comes to mind.
yep,
Yeah. I had spoken with Bill about it, and he said that the Historical Society got my email and they were discussing it at one of their meetings. But so hopefully there's something in the
I mean,
archives there somewhere.
you said you saw newspaper accounts.
Yeah,
Where?
I was newspapers.com.
Okay,
I looked up Tercentenary Hamilton 1964, and I was reading about some of the celebrations and things that went on. I couldn't find anything about the trees,
right.
but I did find that there were officials who came from the Isle of Jersey to visit Hamilton during that time.
We might have to hit the 1963, 1964 newspaper archives at the Atlantic County Library in Hamilton because they
Yeah.
have that. And then I think another thing that would be worthy of checking out would be the Historical Society's archives themselves for
Hmm.
the tercentenary and see if there's any, maybe they kept a file on what they did for that. And maybe,
Yeah, and
some of that mystery could be solved there.
yeah, and like I said, I also reached out to Kiwanis because Myrna Santiago is involved with that now to see if they had anything in their archives since it was the Kiwanis Club that placed the markers.
I would
You know,
also say Linda Buckeye, Bobby Shank
yep.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Kiwanis Club. And then, who they were talking 2 years before the Hamilton Centennial.
Hmm?
So anyone involved with that, like maybe would have some memories, like a Sandra Marinella, someone like that, different community people of a certain, and I hate to say of a certain age.
You're
No, but
talking about 60 plus years ago.
yeah,
So you need
I
to
was
like
thinking
that.
Betty Ann Mary,
Minidiri? So,
maybe.
yeah.
Just people who would have been involved back then, perhaps might have some memory of that. And you'd have to look at the old, talk to, like I said, Bobby Shank to say who was in the Kiwanis Club back then and who's
Right.
related to them now who might have some of that material. Maybe. I know Bobby was related through his mother to the Cotanicios. So
Okay.
a lot of them were in the Kiwanis Club.
What about Dr. Tandon?
He's been in the Kiwanis Club a long time, or had been. Might be
Yeah, I
worthwhile.
feel that's another good name. But yeah,
But
this
yeah,
is a
if
mystery, Joe. We want updates on because this is exciting. Where are these trees? But then again, we had a whole Tracey commission that for decades was there to cut down trees and not preserve them.
Well, you
So
say, come
yeah,
on.
that's
there
my personal opinion about the former Shade Tree Commission that is no longer in existence.
there is that, and honestly, when you look at some of these grand old trees, if they're 300 years old, they probably have 100 years of black ant damage to them. So it's entirely possible that none of these trees have survived over the last 60 years.
Because I don't
But
think
Yeah,
it's any of the trees in Key Club Park.
no,
those were
no,
mostly pine trees.
Yeah, I'm like
Um,
going through my brain of
yeah,
I
no,
don't
these,
think
Kiwanis
they were.
trees.
I think these trees would be trees that were that obviously predated any official cemetery or park.
oh,
Greenmount
by a
Cemetery would have
century.
been built around it.
Yeah,
um, these-
like in Oak Grove, we've got four trees that I'm reasonably certain are 200 years old, and we built around them. But I don't think any of ours are that old. They're old, but I don't think they're
they're not
300
that old.
plus.
How ironic would it be if those trees would have been on West End Ave?
Yeah, that would have been fun.
It's interesting that you say that because shortly before development began, the previous owner of those properties
Yeah.
was at an environmental commission meeting expressing concern about the road being widened because some of those trees were more than 200 years old. So,
Yeah. I don't know if he's got that date right, although it's an apocryphal story, but they said the Johnstown flood blocked off these tulip trees from being delivered to Hamilton. I don't remember the date of the Johnstown flood, but I think it was in the 1800s. So that could be 200 years. In that vein, maybe. But they were in a rail car and they got a rider, the father of the Shade Tree Commission, Andrew
mhm,
Jackson Ryder,
of
took them,
Rider University.
he bought them at a discount, put them all over town, planted them on
Okay.
all the, and if you look at them, they're all around the same age. So
Yeah.
West End, Bellevue Avenue, Central Avenue, they all got these big tulip trees.
I believe
Hmm.
that was 1889,
1889. So there you go.
according to Wikipedia.
So that's not quite 200,
That's
but
140
it's
ish.
still 140. When you go down West End, the ones that are left are quite impressive.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
think about doubling that is what I'm getting at. 300-year-old tree has got to be massive.
Yeah. You're looking at a diameter of 5 feet easily. Like the
Like the
Salem
Salem
oak
Oak.
was, yeah, the Salem oak was 500 years old. That diameter was 7 years, was 7 feet with a 22-foot circumference. But so you figure the diameter of a 300-year-old tree would be about 5 feet, give or take.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
that is
you
crazy
think they
stuff.
you think they those would be easy to find if they were still around?
Right? Yeah.
They're pretty big. So we put that
Well,
out to all the oddballs out there. Go look for those trees.
all I know is that we will need to see clearly to solve this mystery. For glasses, contacts, and more, go where we go.
Go to Hamilton Family Eye Care, Gina. See Hamilton Family Eye Care for routine and medical eye care for all ages. From glasses to contacts to eye exams and more, visit Hamilton Family Eye Care at Peachtree Plaza, 80 South Whitehorse Pike in Hamilton. Call 609 567 7479 or go to hamiltonfamilyeyecare.com.
Thank you. This weekend is a weekend for good food starting on Sunday, August 24th, and celebration of one of our oldest civic groups, right, Joe?
Absolutely. This Sunday, August 24th, begins the Puerto Rican Civic Association's annual Puerto Rican Festival. It will begin with a noon mass at St. Mary of Mount Carmel Parish, St. Joseph Church. Immediately following the service, there will be a flag raising ceremony at Town Hall. At 3 p.m. at the Puerto Rican Civic Club on Old Forks Road, 367 Old Forks Road to be precise, will be DJ Tootie Ramirez, Sonido Clave, and there will, of course, be all kinds of delicious food. Believe me when I tell you, if you leave there hungry, you're doing something wrong. The festival will pick up the next weekend, August 29th, from 5 to 10 p.m. There will be a band and a DJ. And same thing Saturday, August 30th and Sunday, August 31st. On those days, the festival goes from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m., both with a band and a DJ and all of the food that you can eat. It is the 66th anniversary of this festival. It is always a great time. I enjoy attending the flag raising. There are gorgeous outfits, full regalia. You see
The Jeeps.
Jeeps driving everywhere, good speakers, beautiful singers, and then just a lot of food and community and music.
And usually
It's
games of dominoes, which I don't know how to play, but I love watching the guys play.
I remember one time I was covering it, and whenever I would cover something and there was food, I would never be the first in line ever because I'm covering, people are here. So I get in line, and Father Rivera was in line and he said, "Oh, make sure you get some pernil," which I love. If you've never had it, it's roast pork with garlic. It is some of the best food on earth. And I was just about to get in line when I noticed that there were three nuns behind me, and I'm like, I'm not doing this. I am not going to rob the nuns of their pindeal. I'm not doing that. And they took the last pieces, and I was fine with that. But you never getting wasn't
Yeah,
doing that.
you were fine. You're bringing it up now. I feel like you weren't completely
It's 5 years
fine
later
with
now. I
it.
can gripe about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you were like, "Yeah, sisters, great." My own recollections of this feast are that I call it a feast, but it's a festival. Is that it really has a lot of the aspects of the Feast of Our Lady of Mount Carmel, in that you have the religious side at the mass, you have the civic side with town hall, you have the community side at the civic center, Puerto Rican civic, and then you have the food and the
Hmm.
delicious food like you're talking about, and the music and everything. And it really is, again, it's these things are a throwback, but they're so relevant in this world today where people are yearning for connection. And
Yeah.
the town has grown out to the edge of Old Forks Road, as you know so well, Joe. The high
Hmm.
school, being the battleship of sprawl that it is, brought with it a whole neighborhood. And of course, the over 55 community that's right across the street. But these guys have retained that rural flavor of that festival on their grounds all this time. And even though the whole neighborhood has changed around it and the town has changed. So 66 years later, they're still doing their thing. And I think that's fantastic. I really do.
Yeah.
They've been a real constant in this community for nearly 7 decades.
Agree 100%. Just down the street from Hamilton in Egg Harbor City, there's about to be a $3.3 million water improvement by New Jersey American Water. Can you tell us what's going on with that, Gabe?
There's a water main replacement that's going to start soon, and they wanted to let people know what's going on before it happened. So the project, it's 3.3 million, as you said, Gina. They're going to be replacing 8,280 feet of aging pipe that was installed in the 1930s with 8 and 12-inch ductile iron main. So where is it going to be? 11th Terrace, Whitehorse Pike to Camp Street, Havana Avenue, Beethoven Street to Camp Street, 12th Street, Beethoven Street to Camp Street, Beethoven Street, 13th Terrace to 10th Terrace, Burger Street, 12th Terrace to 10th Terrace, Camp Street, 12th Street, 12th Terrace to 10th Terrace. So when's it going to begin? Weather permitting, the contractor Pioneer Pipe Contracting will begin work on or about the week of August 18th and be completed by the end of November. Final street restoration will be completed in the spring of 2026. The work hours will be 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., Monday through Friday. Work on weekends and evenings is not expected unless required to maintain the project schedule. If you have any questions, you can call their customer service call center at 1 800 272 1325. That's 1 800 272 1325. Gina?
Thanks, Gabe. That sounds like a really big project, and I would not want to live through it, but I know it's necessary. I just hope the residents have patience as they go through this, and I hope that New Jersey American Water works through it very smoothly because
I
you are impacting their water usage. That is such a vital part of our lives and our homes.
I wonder if this is part of the state mandated project for every municipality to identify and replace old cast, galvanized, and lead service pipes and laterals. I know our own town has been conducting a survey for the past several years to identify lead and galvanized service laterals and replacing whatever old pipe that we have. And since American Water, I'm reasonably certain, controls the water in Egg Harbor, I
They
wonder if
do.
this is a part of that.
I can tell you that they only reference aging service lines and aging water
Right.
mains. So is that sort of obliquely
So
referencing what you're saying? Maybe.
on,
That's my
on Egg
question.
Harbor City's Facebook page, they have this posted, and it also says work. This is from New Jersey American Water. We're committed to replacing all lead service lines by 2031. We
Okay.
encourage
Hello.
customers to visit NewJerseyAmWater.com/leadfacts.
Yeah. Because I believe the when the state first announced they gave every municipality 10 years to get it done, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah. So I feel like that makes sense with where we are with things.
Absolutely. And I, it's fantastic. So that's great. Get rid of them.
The Egg Harbor City Water Project is moving forward, and while they're laying pipe underground, you can count on Masterwire for quality fencing above ground.
That's right, because for more than 40 years, Masterwire Manufacturing Fence Company has been providing the South Jersey and tri state area with residential and commercial fence supplies and services. Whether you're looking for quality products to do it yourself or are in need of a trustworthy fencing company to install your fence, they've got you covered. Masterwire Manufacturing Fence Company provides the highest quality products and customer service to each and every person who walks through their doors or gives them a call. Contact Masterwire at 609 567 1616 or visit their website at masterwirefence.net.
Thanks, Joe. There is a free virtual grant workshop available for 2026 local arts and history funding proposals for Atlantic County. Applications for the 2026 state arts and history grants are now available through the Atlantic County Office of Cultural and Heritage Affairs, which regranted more than $223,000 to successful local nonprofit applicants in 2025 for programs and projects that promote art or history and provide public benefit and accessibility. To help organizations develop and enhance their funding proposals, a free grant workshop will be held virtually on August 28th to assist with certain components of the grant proposal. This workshop is mandatory for all potential applicants. Although 2025 regrantees are not required to attend due to some changes within the new application, attendance is recommended. Registration is required. To register for the workshop and access the downloadable applications, go to atlanticcountynj.gov and you can just click through and find the information. Grant funding is provided through the New Jersey State Council on the Arts and the New Jersey Historical Commission, and your deadline for submission of all grant applications is October 10th, 2025. For more information, call 609 909 7309. Joe, I know you've worked on different grants. I think you got one of these one time for, was it in conjunction or with the Historical Society and the Oak Grove Cemetery?
It was the Hamilton Historical Preservation Commission and the Environmental Commission in conjunction with Oak Grove Cemetery because for this particular type of grant, cemeteries really have to jump through a wide variety of hoops to be considered. But with the Preservation Commission and the Environmental Commission, that's how we were able to turn the Salem oak from simply a tree planted in the middle of a field to the whole area that we have now with the interpretive sign and the whole nine. So
That's good. I have been a member of the advisory board of the Atlantic County Office of Cultural and Heritage Affairs for more than 2 decades. This is the latest, our attempt to try and foster people and organizations getting involved with these grant programs. And I can speak just as a member of that advisory board to say, send in your proposals. It may be something that we can fund. It is something that I think that it's something to do. The workshop is a way of helping you and facilitating the grant proposals. So I offer that out there to anyone who's seeking funding. Give it a shot. You never know.
Road work is happening all around us, and Buna is not exempt from this. There's a state project going on with the railroad.
Gina, there's an NJDOT advisory for Weymouth and Malaga Road in Buna. This came across at on August 15th. So beginning at 7 a.m. Tuesday, August 19th until 7 p.m. Friday, Weymouth Road and Malaga Road will be closed in both directions at Walnut Lane to replace the railroad crossing and approaches. The following detours will be in place. Weymouth Road, Malaga Road eastbound detour will be a motorist on Weymouth Road eastbound will be directed to turn left onto Route 54 northbound, turn right onto Jackson Road, back to Malaga Road. The Weymouth Road, Malaga Road westbound detour will be motorists on Malaga Road westbound will be directed to turn right onto Jackson Road, Turn left onto Route 54 southbound back to Weymouth Road. In order to provide safer and smoother railroad crossing, the existing crossing will be replaced with new concrete crossings and asphalt approaches. This federally funded project is included within NJDOT's Railroad Grade Crossing Safety Program, which repairs, upgrades, or removes approximately 50 crossings each year statewide. Precise timing of the work is subject to change due to weather or other factors. Motorists are encouraged to check NJDOT's traffic information website at www.511nj.org for real time travel information.
Sounds like fun.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah. A lot going on, a lot
yeah.
happening. Just get ready to see a lot of orange signs in your future. It's like the Taylor Swift thing, Gina. Orange.
Wow, Gabe, I would say I'm impressed, but I'm not. I'm not.
I
You
only
live in
know it.
you.
I only know it because of you. There's no other reason for me to even understand
True.
anything about Taylor
Yeah,
Swift.
that'd be whoosh. Yeah, not a Swifty. Nothing against her. I just don't. I haven't. Been exposed. I don't even get that
But you say
reference.
that's
So
a certain code word or something. I don't know. I don't know
There's
if you
just
want
a
to inform.
lot of Easter eggs in her performances, in her appearances, in everything she does. It's because some of her fans are very rabid and they look for all the little signs. Like someone was looking for Morse code in her recent appearance on the New Heights podcast. I'm not doing that. I just love her music, have since she was a little kid, like what, 15, 16 years old.
Yep.
And
so
I've always been a fan. So,
so
that I've already pre-ordered the new album, but I'm not looking for Easter eggs and reading into things.
so what you're saying is that a lot of Swifties are a lot like Trekkies, like those of us who noticed in the most recent episode of Strange New Worlds, there was a TARDIS from Doctor Who in the background.
So that's an Easter egg. How does that
Yeah,
happen? How does the TARDIS happen on Star Trek?
it was so tiny you had to really zoom in. It was just like when in I think it was the 2009 Star Trek film, in one of the space battles, there was a little R2D2. The Millennium Falcon appeared somewhere else. It's the special effects department. They're like, you know what? We're going to put this in so tiny that we're not going to be sued, but just large enough so that people can find it if they're looking for it.
Did
All
you
I can,
see it,
yeah.
or was it pointed out to you?
It was pointed out because my eyes, Gina, I'm happy I can see that I have a television, let alone what's
So,
on it.
so
But
if you had
you
seen
know,
it,
it was
Aw.
that's
pointed out to
yeah.
me.
I was going to ask you if you had seen it or looked for it or whatever. Hey, did they use the same glue to attach the Spock ears as they do for like eyelashes? Is it for women? Is that the same glue? Crazy Trekker. Like, come on now.
Maybe.
It might be.
If Joe's Trekkie talk or Buna's road work giving you a headache, we understand. Sometimes when the road of life gets tough, there's one family that's there to take care of you, and that's the Marinella family.
That's right, Gina. And Marinello Funeral Home is has been serving the community since 1962 and has been family owned and operated for 3 generations. Marinello Funeral Home provides individually designed burial, cremation, and pre planned funeral services to meet the needs of each family. Ask them about how pre planning provides true peace of mind to your family. Contact the Marinello Funeral Home, located at 102 North 3rd Street in Hamilton at 609 561 1311.
Thank you. Let's stay on the theme of traffic. It seems like our other neighbor, Winslow Township, has a lot going on this week. It started, I believe, on Monday and will be continuing for a couple weeks.
That's true, Gina. Our friendly neighbors to the west, Winslow Township, have a traffic and construction update for Sicklerville Road and Ariel Road. It's a roundabout project. We can talk more about that, but specifically from 818 to 820, R.E. Pearson will demolish the former Wawa building at 4 Ariel Road from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. No traffic impact is expected. Work will be contained to the building and the parking lot. From 821 to 822, R.E. Pearson will clear trees along Ariel Road for future utility pole relocations. Ariel Road will be closed and detoured from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The week of 8/25 from 8/25 to 8/27, Keeley Construction for South Jersey Gas will begin gas main relocation. Sicklerville Road will be closed and detoured from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And from 9/2 to 9/11, Keeley Construction will have shoulder closures or lane shifts on Ariel Road, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Minimal traffic impact expected. So please use caution, they say, in the work zones, follow posted detours, and allow extra travel time. Thank you for your patience, they say, with these improvements as they are being made. My question is roundabout? What do you guys think about that?
I hate rotaries.
I used to live in that area for 3 years, and I can't imagine a traffic circle where that Wawa was. I just can't. You've got Ariel Road coming in. You've got Sicklerville right there. There's a church down the way. There's Primrose Gate. There's the Manor Halls. There's Lehigh Manor. You've got a park on Ariel Road. Malaga Road coming in where there's a light. You've got New Brooklyn Lake right there. You've got the Tiki Bar right there. I can't imagine a circle there. And especially since you guys remember there was a push for the longest time where the state was taking out circles, getting rid of them because nobody knew how to navigate them.
Right,
Why
there
are we
used to be
put
one in Berlin where the diner was. Wasn't there a
Yeah,
Right.
circle
yeah,
there?
Understood.
the
Right.
Berlin Circle was right there at Palace Diner and McDonald's and the whole nine. There used to be there's still like the remnants of one, the airport circle. They've been taking them out. So now we're putting more in. I don't get it. I really don't
First
get
of
it.
all, I want to comment on I'm really impressed with Joe's knowledge of his old neighborhood. It's incredible, really. Like he just ticked off like 10 different things. But I agree. Like, why are we suddenly back on the traffic circle? I understand we just our last podcast we talked about are the 50s, the 80s, the new 50s. Are we bringing back the traffic circle like it's back in vogue? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I never liked them. I'm going to say that. I don't know what the oddballs think, but I never liked the traffic circle. Not my
So
cup of tea.
there was one by me growing up in New York, and we hated it. It was like such a giant circle, and it was such a waste of time. That one time in high school, we may or may not have driven straight across it. It was a
You
big
know, it's
grassy field.
That's
it's
dangerous.
funny because
It's like 2 a.m.
when I was in college, I may or may not have had a friend who was leaving a an alcohol establishment on 73 and quite unintentionally drove across the Berlin Circle and also may or may not have ended up on America's wildest police chases.
I like how you both said may or may not as if it indemnifies. Like,
Well,
oh, I may or may
mine
not
was
have
just
shot the
grass,
guy.
and we were sober, so I can say that for a fact.
Yeah, you did
Okay.
yours
It's
intentionally,
still,
which is
yeah,
yeah.
that's
I was
still
not
not,
driving. That is all I
still
will
not,
say about that.
that
Yeah,
is still
I never
not appropriate.
yeah. I never minded circles, like the Red Lion Circle doesn't bother me. I was so used to driving the Berlin Circle. I don't believe I've been to Palace Diner since they took out the circle because now I'm not quite sure how to get there without the circle. And yes, I know it's been 20 years. Leave me alone.
I'm sure it hasn't helped their business.
I think
No.
we drove by this Wawa the other day, Gabe, because I got really annoyed driving on the expressway
Yeah, we may have gone
going
past.
to Washington Township for, like we mentioned earlier. So
Yeah,
I took Sicklerville Road. I'm pretty sure we passed that defunct Wawa. So
If you took Sicklerville Road down to either Malaga or to Blue Anchor Road and came down Blue Anchor Road to 73 where Garvey used to be, then that was the one. It's right on the center of a point.
yeah, no, like I can't imagine a circle there. I just don't like them. I think they slow down traffic and they just make people confused.
Yeah.
true.
Clearly, I will never be a state trooper based on my driving hijinks, but there will be a women's expo on October 4th, 2025 at the New Jersey State Police Division headquarters, Historic Log Cabin in Ewing Township. This event will be held from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and it's an overview of the selection process. There will be guest speakers, displays, unit demonstrations, light refreshments. Registration is required. And this is an inspiring event for women exploring careers within New Jersey State Police. You get to meet female troopers, explore specialized units, learn about the recruitment process, participate in questions and answers, and tour the New Jersey State Police Museum and Gym. Take the first step towards your future and visit njtrooper.com. I love this idea. I think it would be great to have more female state troopers out there representing our gender and really balancing it out. It's great that they're having this event October 4th. I would love to see some students from Hamilton and young people going out there, whether they're in college or just graduating, heading up there and seeing what it's all about and serve their state in this way.
Yeah, it's just one more avenue for employment. And I think if people, our young people in Hamilton and St. Joe Academy, want a career that is rewarding in law enforcement, the New Jersey State Police is a great place. They're a great place to start.
Exactly, especially when you consider the state police's connection to Hamilton. Because, as we all know, and some of you out there may not know, when the state police was founded,
Yeah,
one of the first two barracks was in Hamilton at the old Raleigh Hotel, which is now the VFW Hall.
that's right. There's a
And
lot of great
the
history.
yeah, and you also have the state police horse barn over on Pleasant Street.
Behind Grace Wings.
Yes, behind Grace Wings.
Yeah, and while not right directly in Hamilton, but definitely in our coverage area since we're statewide, but even close to home, in Mullica, they still have the lab, the crime lab.
Yes.
And there's barracks in Buna, isn't there?
Yeah,
Yes,
right up 54.
yes.
You can go to work in barracks in Buna, and then on your way back to Hamilton or Folsom or Winslow, you could stop at Bagley Annie's and pick up your lunch for the next day. And I think that's perfect.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? At Bagley Annie's Market, they always say, we treat our customers like family. With a variety of custom cut meats, farm fresh produce, delicious cheeses, a full deli, and more, Bagley Annie's Market has something for everyone. They are famous for their wide variety of authentic Italian specialty products. Try their Italian bread and rolls, prepared foods, and homemade pasta. Follow their social media for weekly loyalty reward promos. Baglandy's Market is located at 417 12th Street in Hamilton. Call 609 561 0693 or visit Facebook and Instagram for more information.
Thank you. So, a little over 30 years ago, I was making my way to college for the first time. Joe was still in high school and Gabe had just graduated. And I would think that the South Jersey landscape for colleges has changed a lot since you both were young people, and definitely since I've moved here. We went from
It's
Stockton State College to Stockton University. Atlantic Cape was merged, and you have that great now county school program, plus Camden County, Burlington County schools. There's a lot going on. How do you guys think it has changed in the years since you were in high school and college?
Joe, I'll let you lead off on that one.
Yeah. If you just look at my alma mater, Rowan, when I started high school, it was Glassboro State College. Then Henry Rowan gave that fantastic endowment. Excuse me. They changed it to Rowan College. It was Rowan College when I started. I think halfway through my second semester, we had University Day and it became Rowan University. And then after I graduated and I went back there for my master's in 2013, the landscape was completely unrecognizable. They had put in a traffic circle for reasons that surpass understanding. There was a whole city for the students. There was a Barnes and Noble and all kinds of restaurants, all new student housing. There was a parking garage. And by the time I was getting ready to graduate in 2015, they were closing, I think it was A lot, the big lot, and they were going to turn that into another building. And there are just buildings all over the place. Rowan has completely taken over Glassboro. It's extraordinary how big that has gotten. And then when you look at Atlantic Cape, yeah, they started off as Atlantic Community College in 3 classrooms in Atlantic City in the 60s, moved to Mays Landing. Cape May County petitioned the state to have their own college. It was deemed that they didn't have quite enough students. So then Atlantic Community College became Atlantic Cape Community College to service all of them. They've got campuses in Atlantic City and Cape May and Mays Landing with, I believe there's a Rutgers satellite campus there too. Just in those two, it's the expansion is extraordinary.
Yeah, and you think of Stockton, Gina, and how that also has just grown from Stockton State College to Stockton University, primarily the Pomona campus, and then Hamilton in 2013 with the campus here and the remodeling of the former National Garment Building, Bertino factory on clothing factory on Front Street, and they've become a great partner in Hamilton, and they're doing data science and data science, and it's great. All sorts of different. It's great to have them here, and then in
Mm-hmm.
Atlantic City they blew up. They started in the Carnegie Library, and then they just exploded in that area of the former high school and grew tremendously and exponentially. And then you have Rutgers University in Camden that did the same thing. I think there's so many more opportunities to think that within not very long driving distance and even across town, you have university classes that are available at Stockton University, Rowan University, Rutgers University, and ACCC. There's so many more opportunities. And then broadening out, you have Rider University in Lawrenceville, you have the College of New Jersey outside of Trenton, and
Mm-hmm.
even technical schools, which are like Penco Tech. I just think the flavor is that you now have so much more higher education available to you in particularly southern New Jersey that it's almost impossible to not somehow take advantage of it. What do you think, Gina?
I agree 100%. And I like how the Atlantic Cape Community College, or ACCC, whatever it's called, has
Atlantic
risen
Cape.
to the has risen to the challenge of modern flights with the fact that they have the drone studies and things like that. It's not just basic things, it's more specialized so that if you are maybe not a math student or a science student, but you still love aerospace, you could get that very specialized degree that is needed. And then you can go work at what we all call NAFAC or the FAA Tech Center and have that. So it really met that challenge. It just said, okay, casinos are not everything. Casinos are still valuable, and restaurant school is still really important, the Culinary Institute. But we are going to pivot and we're going to do this very tech focused. And like Gabe said, Penco Tech, Atlantic County Institute of Technology has programs for adult learners. So if you wanted to go into cosmetology, phlebotomy, there's also those programs. And you mentioned Rowan University. They have the medical school now. They have, I think they're moving into veterinary science. They have the
Mm-hmm.
dinosaur museum. So they have that study too. You can really get a wide variety of degrees without moving out of South Jersey. Go to Rutgers Law School in Camden. Like so many options now.
Yeah, just about every major you can think of is available within a 60-minute drive. And majors that a lot of people don't go into. Mortuary science, okay. Mercer County College.
That's Trenton.
Yeah, that's where you go for that. When I taught at Salem Community College, I learned that they are one of only two in North America that offer scientific glass blowing to make
Interesting.
beakers and flasks and so forth.
Right.
I had one student going around
Ah,
like, tell me about yourself, where you're from, and this guy's I'm from Ontario. I'm like, I didn't know there was an Ontario in New Jersey. He's like, there's not. I'm from Canada. I'm like, if you don't mind me asking, sir, what are you doing in Salem, New Jersey? He's like, I came for the scientific glass program. Oh, okay, that's cool. One
When
of
you
two
look
in
at
North America.
that's amazing, and you think about the connections between these universities and community college students and the opportunities they have in southern New Jersey now, just like you talk about the glass speakers and going into pharmaceutical. How about you talked about the drones? Yes, the FAA, the Hughes FAA. tech center is right there in the backyard. And how about ACCC's culinary program and all of the opportunities that the casinos and other things, the restaurants down the shore provide for students coming out of that program. So
Hmm.
there's a lot of synergy between
Yeah, and
those two things.
yeah, and both Atlantic Cape and Camden have top-notch nursing programs as well.
Right.
And Lord knows there's always a need for that in the area.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So again, these are wonderful opportunities, and I think as a kid, I would have liked to know more career paths than the ones I did know about. Do you know what I mean? Because maybe things I would have studied something different. I have a degree in finance, and it was very beneficial for when we had the newspaper. But what if the world had shown me something different? I don't know. Do you know that you could be an XYZ?
Then you probably never would have met me, and your life would have been all that much poorer for it. Just like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
Because I
And
I
her,
never know about
yeah,
Star
yeah,
Trek.
yeah. And her husband, thanks,
No, like
Joe.
maybe I would have been better serving
It's
the
great.
paper in a different format, like the
Great.
more technical physical print side of it. Do you know what I mean? Like that was one area we didn't really have expertise in, like the
I
So,
physical
I mean,
printing of
I
you're
just got an
talking about
image of you with an old printing press, rolling the ink on and pulling the
the
thing down like Ben
manufacturing
Franklin.
side. I
are you
mean,
talking about apprenticeships or I don't know where we're
yeah,
leading
I
from?
think
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's a whole world of opportunities, and I don't know how we could better show that off to students, and I don't have that answer, but there is a very cool apprenticeship application system going on right now. And it's for one of my most favorite things in life, HVAC. Because if you know me, you know that I love my air conditioning. So right now, local Union 322, which is located at 534 South Route 73 in Hamilton, probably actually Winslow, is accepting apprentice applications. And this is open to people who want to study this. And it's only a month away. You have to have it filed by September 8th to the 19th,
Mhm.
8 a.m. to noon. You need 3 letters of personal reference. You need your high school transcript, a high school diploma or GED, a valid driver's license with photo, and your birth certificate. And it's very simple to register. You can learn more online at UA Local 322. They have a Facebook page. Again, this is another career route, and there's nothing wrong with not going to college. I think that as children of the 80s, we were taught you have to go to school.
Yep.
No, we need people who can do technical things because Lord knows I can't. And when my air conditioning is down, I am heartbroken. So
She
again,
is.
electricians, plumbers,
I've seen it.
construction. This is a great opportunity, and it's a good career path for someone who's looking for something to do with their hands, who wants to always be busy. You're
Hmm.
always going to have a job. I can't imagine when you wouldn't. And
No.
you can get more specialized once you have your general certifications.
Yeah, I mean, with the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning field, you're busy round the calendar,
Maybe too busy.
all year. Maybe, yeah. Lord knows, we know people who have their own HVAC business, and they get home 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, and then they get an emergency phone call because somebody's heater blew or something happened at a restaurant that they service, and they do between air conditioning and heating. You have the emergency calls. You have the people who are far more responsible than me, who regularly service their equipment before you need it. It's always busy, and it is a lucrative field.
And I think when you think about our internship program we had at the paper, people came out of that, not just in, some people went into the field,
Journalism.
but we had people who came and went in different varying fields, but it provided them with a taste of what you could do with words, what you could do with thinking critically. Apprenticeships provide a great foundation for a career, for sure.
Yeah. And usually with unions, I think you only have to serve as an apprentice for 2, 3 years to get so many hours in before you are bumped up to journeyman. And then with that bump comes a bump in your pay as well.
That's always nice.
Yeah.
We recognize that colleges around South Jersey are growing fast, and our apprenticeships are helping people learn trades. And we are lucky to have diversified insurance always there to protect your future.
Agreed. And you can see Diversified Insurance for all your commercial and personal insurance needs. They are a value added firm. They provide unsurpassed service, consult with you to determine your needs, and offer you a choice of insurance plans and programs. They are a value hunter who can find the best combination of coverage, service, and price. Contact them today at 609 567 7771 or visit their website at diversifiedinsuranceofnj.com.
Thank you. So last weekend, I dragged Gabe someplace that I had never been before, and I enticed him with a lunch out to make it happen. So I decided to go to Hobby Lobby for the first time. Now, I did not know what to expect, and I was surprised by the scale. And I was talking to the women at the hair salon because I was getting my hair done before we went out and needed a little refresh. And I was like, "Oh, I'm going there. I've never been there, but I need something for work, and I'm hoping they have it, and I need some options." And the women were like, "You've never been to Hobby Lobby?" And I'm like, "I don't really have any hobbies. Reading, I go to Barnes and Noble. I don't craft, I don't sew, I don't bake beautiful cakes, so there are no hobbies." And they're like, "It's more lobby than hobby, Gina," and meaning that it's more decorative stuff in there. And I was like, "Okay, thanks, Jackie. Appreciate that." They're like, "Okay, let us know what you think." So of course we drive there, we get there, and the place is ginormous, which again, I'm not a huge fan of big scary stores because there's too many choices. It's kind of like how I feel about the menu at a Cheesecake Factory, too many choices. And I walk in and I'm like, "Oh god, there's just too much." And it was just too much stuff.
Sheena was
And like
overwhelmed. She was overwhelmed.
and I couldn't find what I needed, so we started walking through the stores and there's like all the little signs and happy fall y'all and little like baking doodads and there's some cute little kitchen things and like I guess if I was in a different mood and not like focused on what I needed to get for work, I would have had more fun browsing. But we ended up and people who work there, honestly, so nice. I know everyone says you go to Home Depot, you can never find anybody there to help you. Hobby Lobby, you ask them for help, they did their best to help you. So we asked one person, she gave me a direction to go. She's like, "Head over to party." I'm like, "Where's party?" Because there's no signage in the store that says this is the party section. So we head over to party. I pick up one or two options. And then I said, I looked for someone else to help us. I'm like, "Look, I'm looking for like tool bags, like the kind of things you used to get Jordan almonds in." And Gabe's like, "It's not the 1980s. No one does Jordan almonds anymore, Gina."
I know exactly what you're talking about. And Party City used to carry Jordan almonds. Thank you.
But did they
So we had to
carry
go.
the little tool
Yes.
bags
Yes,
with
they
them?
did. Yes,
So
they
we
did.
Are you
were
sure that
in.
wasn't the 80s? Okay.
So we were in like the back, I want to say left corner. We had to go to the front right, so the other diagonal side of the store. Now we have walked this store 4 times at this point. And we're like, "Okay." And Gabe's like, "They don't have it." I'm like, "We have to get to wedding, which is right next to floral, but there's no signage." So again, we were just going up and down the aisles. I found what I needed. So when I go to work next week, I'll obviously share it with them and see if this is what they want. And then I'm going to have to go back and get more. But do you ever feel overwhelmed in big stores when you live in a small town and only shop in small stores generally?
I don't really shop as
Big.
much in big stores, and a lot of people do online purchasing. I like the familiarity of the small stores. I would say if I had my choice, I'd rather go to a mom and pop than a big box. Nothing against big box is just my personal choice. But I think I would say what I don't like is the constant pushing of the seasons. Like, why is the Spirit Halloween open already or about to be open already?
Well, I
Why?
think that's a discussion for another topic that we're going to get to in a little bit.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, why are we? So that's the issue I have when I go, and we'll talk about that in that segment.
Yeah. I'm not so much a fan of Hobby Lobby. I am not a member of the Live Laugh Love generation, so they don't really have much there for me. I don't need pumpkin spice anything flavored bathroom mats or whatever they've got going on there. Not a fan of it. And I've never really been intimidated by large stores, but I don't frequent them often. I'm like you, Gabe. I do it in person. I pay cash. I can
Because he's
count on
wanted.
what's that?
Because you're wanted.
Because you're wanted. You don't want any
No,
trace.
no, no.
Oh, you just like the scale. You like the scale on
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and it's how I budget. I set aside a certain amount of cash per week for incidentals or like crap that I don't need. And this way I know for certain without consulting a spreadsheet or constantly checking my bank balance that this is the amount that I have. When this is gone, then no more nonsense for me. And I think I can count on two hands the amount of times in the last decade that I've ordered from Amazon because if I can't find it in town, I don't need it. Unless like my Dracula amulet. I ain't gonna find that at Walmart. No one in Bellevue Avenue is
Because
going
you
to
need
carry that.
that.
Your
I needed it to complete my
Dracula
costume.
amulet.
Yes. Yes.
Right. Like,
I needed my officially licensed Universal Monsters Dracula amulet and matching Bela Lugosi ring to
right.
complete my costume
Do you have
Right.
a whole
because
closet of
I had a
costumes?
I do. It's right behind me. Do you see that door
Yeah.
there? Right back
Open
don't
it
ever
there.
up.
don't
Yes.
ever open it.
No, we're
No,
not
I
doing
don't
that.
ever want to see it. But I will say this.
Like
I
27
you
But
dresses.
even
I
that
love
was a paying gig. I was
I feel
Dracula for Cape May Seashore Lines. So I needed
that's
it.
right. He had
Yeah.
a paying gig.
No,
Gina,
see, no, stop. Time out. You owned that before you got the gig.
I didn't have the ring before that.
did you write off the ring as an expense? Should have.
No, I did not. I should
I
have, but I didn't.
Yeah, here's the deal. I like Joe has his Bela Lugosi ring and Dracula amulet. Like every third guy in Hamilton, why not? You know,
Yeah, I'm so grateful that fate brought us together.
your father would approve, Gina. Your late dad
Oh,
would
my
have.
dad had a cape too. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say
Well,
he
There
didn't,
you
and
go.
well, then why are you mocking
but
me?
for Halloween.
Why are you mocking you? It's easy and
What, you think I
fun.
just
That's why
wander
we
around
mock
the
you.
house in this? That thing weighs 50 pounds. It's
Uh,
heavy.
if I have to guess, it's probably in his closet at my parents' house. But yeah, when I next time I go, I'll see if I can find it.
That's great.
But yeah, no, I don't like these big stores. It's very overwhelming for me. Like when I shop, I maybe I've outgrown shopping. I know what I'm looking for. I need XYZ,
I'm sorry.
and I need to go find it.
Did you say you've outgrown shopping? Come on.
Like in person, I'm
Oh,
targeted. Like when I need a new pocketbook, I
clarify
go to the
that.
store that I want to go to and I buy the pocketbook.
Okay.
You
Because
Like
when
I
don't
you
have
you,
an
said
you don't
idea.
you don't wander, you don't gaze and
No,
graze.
I've outgrown that, I think.
yeah, yeah, you might. It's possible you did. As a
Or did COVID
recreational,
ruin it for me? I don't know.
maybe.
I don't have it as a hobby anymore. That's why I can't go to Hobby Lobby.
Would you say shopping is no longer a hobby? That's what you're saying.
No, it's become part of what I have to do for things. I need to order groceries. I order groceries. I don't even go to the grocery store unless it's small because again, too many choices.
Hmm.
Now, you say you've outgrown shopping in general. Does this also apply to bookstores? Because sometimes there's a books you don't even know exist until you wander around and you see it.
That's different. There is an exception for every rule, and there can never have a bookstore that's too big. Like the Strand in New York, love it. Give me 10 of them.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
there are bookstores that are too small. No
I
Yep.
such
was
thing
gonna
as
say.
too big. No.
I was gonna say. I can't imagine you would not wander around a bookstore. You, you have to find a bookstore to wander around. That's an issue. We
Yeah,
could,
that's
we
the
could,
challenge.
we could do like a whole riff on bookstore in Hamilton could be a magnet, but the question is, would people support it? I don't know, but
We had one for 10 minutes. It was amazing, except that every time I went in there, they didn't have any new books because I had just been in there 2 days earlier.
that's why
But
that wasn't new to
that's
you.
that's how the publication schedule happens. Go back next week, they might have more.
But if you
Yeah.
put me, if you're going to put a bookstore in front of me, I will support it to the best of my abilities.
Yes.
That was my first time stepping into a Hobby Lobby. And when we get back, we're going to discuss about how the holidays are arriving earlier every year. Gabe's trying to make that conversation happen earlier than we anticipated.
That's true.
But when life piles up, sometimes you need to call a professional, and that professional is Demeglio Septic and Quality Sanitation.
Absolutely. Demeglio Septic and Quality Sanitation are here for a variety of services, including septic pump out, grease trap service, high pressure jetting, portable toilets, and more. Call 609-561-3597 or go to demiglioseptic.com for Demiglio Septic or call 609-561-4666 for quality sanitation. Experience the Domiglio difference, a promise of superior service, quality, and reliability.
So, Gabe, you were very salty in the Hobby Lobby about the holidays.
I am very
Tell us all
salty.
about your salt.
It's a pet peeve, and it goes back decades because I remember, and I can recall, going to the Hamilton Mall, walking into Macy's, and seeing all the Christmas decorations up and Christmas music playing. It was October.
I
I'm
remember
like,
being there with you and you being very
I'm like,
nasty about like
well,
this is
I
too
was.
early.
I'm like, what? And they just erased Halloween, which I
Hmm.
think was a mistake even then, to like just careen into Christmas with their merchandising. And now I look good. We went to Hobby Lobby, and it's like some sort of cornucopian Christmas, winter, fall mashup. You walk up and down the aisles, and you say to yourself, "Oh, my equilibrium's off." It's August. It's August, and
Why
I'm
are we seeing
seeing.
portraits of Santa?
I
Yeah.
and I get it. Look, in defense of Hobby Lobby, you got to make your money, and I get it. I'm not impugning them, but give us a break. It's August. I don't understand. You walk outside, the big orange wrap is on whatever went out of business and became the spirit of Halloween. Spirit of Halloween this week, and then you say to yourself, I just don't know what time of year it is. And August gets a bad rap because it's hot and there's nothing really going on. But I think I don't know why we have to push all this stuff. So yes, what's next? Leprechauns in December? What?
Just remember, any time that you buy anything from Spirit Halloween, you are supporting an area business because they are headquartered in Egg Harbor Township.
Yeah, it's
They
Spencer,
So,
gave us
isn't it? It's
Spencer's
Spencer Gift.
gifts. I mean,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I
support
get
that.
it. I'm not
yeah.
anti Spirit Halloween. I'm just saying
But I,
this wall of orange with their big creepy guy on it, and if it's not that, it's an Eckerd drug that went out of business or whatever. And I just feel I don't know. Look, Saturday Night Live even made fun of Spirit Halloween. Really arrived because
yeah.
they even did a skit on Saturday Night Live about them. So I hope they have a sense of humor.
Now, for my money, based on my decor, they can have Halloween stuff out year round. It doesn't
I'm sure.
necessarily have to be
Oh,
Halloween. I like spooky decor.
well,
Um,
you have that Dracula amulet, for example.
exactly.
No,
Christmas, I can understand putting that out November 1st because you have Christmas decorations and some people like decorating the day after Thanksgiving. That's fine. Get the stuff out so that people have 3 weeks or whatever to buy their tree and their ornaments and do they even sell tinsel anymore and the old asbestos snow?
I think
Probably
so.
not. I understand getting that out so that people can decorate for it. I don't know why there's any Christmas out now. I think that's ridiculous because like last year Spencer's and Spirit Halloween started their pilot Spirit Christmas stores.
Yes.
They're not even
Yes.
open yet. So if
No.
they're not even open yet this time of year, dial it back, Hobby Lobby. Put away the snow for a little bit. It's going to melt in this heat.
So I like a Christmas store like in a touristy town. Like it's a specialty
Right.
store. It has
Yeah.
certain gifts. It has those buyer's choice carolers like my mother collects. It has ornaments specific to that tourist destination. It has nativity scenes. It has Santa Claus at the beach. It has like that.
Hmm.
But to see like so much Christmas out already and the garland and the little mini trees and all that, and I was like, I can't. I'm not even ready for fall yet. But I can accept that they have the carvable fake pumpkins more than I can accept the giant like 30 by 30 portraits of Santa, and I am not ready for it. But I like to enjoy the holidays. I think Christmas stuff should come out in mid-October because I like to have my Christmas decorations up by November, early
Right.
November, so I could have 2 months to enjoy them. Because why do all that work? And by we, Gabe do all that work for the
That's
decorations to
true.
only be up for 4 weeks. So
Well,
I
And
like having a
no,
decorated house for 8 weeks. I think that's nice.
but some people don't like that because they don't like skipping over Thanksgiving, and then they say, "Oh, now in November you can decorate with the orange and the brown palettes and do the whole." thanks turkey, Thanksgiving decorations, which we kind of skip more or less. We don't do a
Yeah,
lot of autumn stuff.
Again, no hobby. You
I
Yeah,
need
there's
some
not
not
a
that
lot of
creative.
not a lot of hobby in your lobby. Let me say this before Joe, before you go. I just want to say, in Hobby Lobby's defense, again, there were deep discounts on all this stuff. It was out, and it was also deeply discounted. So people should go and get bargains if they want.
I'm not a fan of Christmas stuff appearing in the stores in mid-October because now you're competing for shelf space with Halloween. And sometimes if it appears in mid-October, you still got 16 days to Halloween. Sometimes you don't realize that you don't have something until a week before Halloween. But
Yeah,
now
What
it's
do you
gone.
need? If you don't have it by October 15th, what could you possibly need?
Window clings. Maybe you don't
yeah,
have a little
window
statue of
clings.
a pumpkin. Maybe you need a
I,
last minute cape or something. You don't know. It's
wait, are
Halloween. You
you?
don't
Are
know.
you?
I didn't say
Wait a minute.
costumes, I
Wait a minute.
said
Wait a minute. Are you talking about layering over decorations you already have up? Because most people start the Halloween ball rolling in late September now.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
they
just
put
saying, like,
stuff up.
oh,
Are you saying like,
I
oh, I could also use a
yeah,
large death figure or zombie right
yeah,
here? Okay.
hmm yeah.
He's talking about
No, I mean, like,
layering.
wait until after
Layering.
Halloween to put the Christmas stuff out. That's fine by me. But it's ridiculous. Last year, I was in Walmart. It was the middle of December. There was already Valentine's Day stuff on the shelf. Are you serious with me right now?
that's too early.
That is way too early. Why are there little chocolate hearts and those little chalk candies out on December 16th?
Clearly,
That's
they're not gonna
absurd.
be fresh for Valentine's Day.
They made 8 million of those little chalk candies in 1922 and we're still eating them. They haven't made any new in 100 years.
Now you don't know. You can't verify that. You don't know that.
That is apocryphal.
Yeah, that's apocryphal. But
Oh
you never know.
my gosh.
You never know.
Joseph F.
The Necco wafers go back to 1865. I've heard. So
And they're
I don't.
delicious. I love
And
Necco.
I don't know that they are all from that era.
Some of them
Okay.
taste it, but they're still good.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's let the people decide, guys. Let's
Okay.
let the people decide and make this our odd poll. It's only August, but Halloween, fall, and even Christmas displays are already out. Like we said at the top of the show, what's next? Easter baskets in December. So what do you think, Oddballs? Is it too early? Let us enjoy one season at a time. Or hey, do you secretly love it? Give it your some pumpkin spice and your Santas all the time? Or you ignore it, cover your eyes until you're ready? Or let's just totally skip all ahead and start planning for summer 2026. Let us know. What do you guys
Yeah.
say? Well, I'm
I'm
thinking you're
definitely.
both too early, one season at
I,
a time.
I'm A. I'm definitely A. Too early. Too early. I'll go with A.
Joe?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's too early.
I'm gonna go with the I pretend I don't see it because I do like the Christmas stores like in touristy places or only
So you're
Christmas themed
C.
stores.
Yeah.
You're
Although
C. I ignore it
I
until I'm ready.
yeah,
I do that with so many things.
yeah, I am happy that some of the Halloween stuff is starting to come out though. I did just buy a Halloween Snoopy last week, so
Of course you
um
Oh, do you
did.
have it? Can you show it to us?
it's all the way over there. I'd have to get up and go grab it.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
next
okay.
time bring it.
Well,
We get show
yeah,
and tell.
you can swap the old Fenway as we get closer to Halloween. You can swap it with your Snoopy
Yeah, this
on
looks
your
like it is the
bookcase.
my fourth Halloween Snoopy. So I buy one every year.
Sure,
They come out
sure.
with a new one every
That's
year.
of course you do.
That's normal. Gabe,
It's a little
are there any
odd. Would you
Halloween?
say?
It's
Are you
normal
saying
for
it's
me.
odd? Are you saying it's odd, Gina?
I think it's a
Well,
lot odd.
It's a lot odd.
Gabe, are there any Halloween events coming up on the community calendar?
Yeah, there are fall events coming up on the community calendar. There's some different things, and yes, the community calendar is sponsored by our friends at Rocco's Townhouse, and Rocco's Townhouse prides themselves on being a spot where everyone can meet and eat delicious appetizers, entrees, burgers, and more, along with a full bar and plenty of craft beers on tap. Remember, everyone meets at the Townhouse, 21 North 3rd Street in Hamilton. Call them at 609 561 9384 or visit roccostownhouse.com. And of course, that's followed up with the Rocco's Townhouse community calendar. Come to Rocco's Townhouse after spending part of the day at Richland Vintage and Toy Fest, happening Saturday, August 23rd from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Shoreline Vintage and Antiques, 1343 Harding Highway in Richland. Enjoy vintage toys, comics, video games, antiques, collectibles, records, art, and more, plus food trucks and coffee. Admission and vendor spaces are free. Also of note, the Red Barn Farm in Hamilton is kicking off fall with their 2025 grand opening weekend for the Sunflower and Fall Festival, Corn Maze, and Fairgrounds. Starting Saturday, August 30th, bring the family for hay rides to the Sunflower Patch, a giant corn maze, jumbo bounce pad, yard games, food, and fun. Blue Rascal Distillery will be on site opening weekend, and breweries will be pouring every weekend of the festival. General admission is available at the gate with discounts online at theredbarn.farm/buy-tickets-online. Touch a Truck rolls back into downtown Hamilton on Sunday, August 24th from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. behind the 200 block of Bellevue Avenue with fire trucks, tractors, dump trucks, diggers, games, music, giveaways, and more. All free for the whole family. Camp Halawasa's Junior Anglers Fishing Tournament is Saturday, August 23rd from 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at 377 Erkey Road in Hamilton. Kids ages 6 to 13 can compete for prizes, enjoy lunch, and every child takes home a certificate. Register by calling 609 561 3081. More information about these events can be found online. Gina?
Thanks, Gabe. I really appreciate that. You know what would be really cool if when you're going to these events, Oddballs, if you wear your Oddcast merchandise.
I was thinking exactly the same thing because if you want mugs, we got them. You want tumblers, magnets, t-shirts, hats, we got them, and you can find it all at jersey-oddcast.printify.me.
Nice. What's going on at Batstow?
Looks like they're having some Labor Day weekend events at Batstow Village on August 30th, 31st, and September 1st. They've got What's Living in Batstow Lake. Anytime from 10 a.m. to noon throughout Labor Day weekend, stop by Batstow Lake across from the sawmill and dig through water samples to learn what's living in Batstow Lake. Wharton State Forest Nature Interpretive staff will have sampling stations set up for visitors to search through water samples and try to identify what is living in Batstow Lake and what it means for water quality. This is a free tabling event that is open to all ages, but recommended for ages 8 and up.
Loch
Eh,
Ness Monster, Loch Ness Monster.
Wouldn't that be awesome if there was some sort of Batstow Lake
I was thinking Jersey
monster
Devil with a snorkel.
or a Jersey Devil with a snorkel?
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be
because
great?
yeah,
That
I
would be great.
mean, he's lived in Jersey for 250 years, so he's got to have that Jersey attitude by now. He's down there and he's got a snorkel and he's just nipping at people's ankles, making them wonder. But
They should
if
sell that, a plush Jersey Devil with a snorkel in
oh,
the Batstow
and
gift
li-
shop.
and like some sort of like funky little bath trunks, yeah,
Yeah, how cool would that be? That would fly off the shelves at
I'd
Batstow.
buy one.
And you'd say,
Absolutely.
"Oh, this is the when the Jersey Devil is in the lake at Batstow taking a bath."
Oh,
That
that'd
could
be a
come with
good
a little
time.
scrubbing brush or something. That'd be great.
If sampling water isn't your thing, also on the 30th, 31st, and September 1st, there are free walking tours of Batstow Village and a Batstow Mansion open house. You're invited to spend your Labor Day weekend touring Batstow. Free walking tours of the village will be offered at 1 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. Tours begin inside the Batstow Visitor Center and are approximately 1 hour. Stops include the Iron Furnace and Glass Factory sites, workers' cottages, grist mill, and general store, and cool clothing and comfortable walking shoes are recommended. While at Batstow, you can enjoy free open house access to Batstow Mansion all Labor Day weekend. Wharton State Forest historic interpreters will be on hand to answer questions as visitors explore the first and second floors of the 19th century home. Batstow Mansion will be open from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Reservations and tickets are not required for entry. And for more information for either of these events, you can call the Visitor Center at 609 561-0024. And Batsto, of course, is located at 31 Batsto Road. Now, there is, of course, an interesting connection between the Batsto Mansion and the Jersey Devil. Yes, one of the caretakers, I think his first name is Horace Bozarth, an ancestor of mine,
Of
is
course.
one of the last individuals to have a documented sighting and encounter with the Jersey Devil in the early 1900s.
Hmm. See that?
Yeah.
Define documented sighting.
He told people about it and it was in the newspaper. It's documented.
That's documented
And
all right.
and and
Phenomenal
it
week.
and it was mentioned in his obituary.
What year?
So,
What year?
oh, I don't recall.
Because there was like a
Um,
bunch of sightings in 1909. Phenomenal
yeah,
week, they called
yeah, this was a bit after that. I don't recall. I can probably find that.
Yeah,
It's
no. Okay, we're good. If you are trying to get rid of items in your home or business and you have need of a dumpster, who should we call?
it. Gino, you should call United Roll Off. Looking for fast, reliable dumpster service? Call United Roll Off Service and Recycling LLC. Family owned by the Grasso family and proudly serving South Jersey since 1999. 3 generations strong, United Roll Off is your local solution for household cleanouts, construction debris, concrete, and yard waste with 11, 20, and 30-yard dumpsters ready when you need them. Serving Hamilton and all of Atlantic, Burlington, Camden, Cumberland, and Gloucester counties. They've got the size, service, and local touch you can trust. Visit them at 735 Wiltshire Mill Road, Hamilton, or call 609 561 8287 to get started today. United Roll Off, local, loyal, and ready to haul.
Thank you, Gabe. And now it's time for the Oddcast Odd Fact. For 138 years, Ocean Grovers have been lining up at Days Ice Cream on Pittman Avenue. Opened in 1876, it's the town's oldest continuously operating business and the state's oldest ice cream business, surviving sand dunes, Methodist tent camps, and more than a century of sweet summers. Meanwhile, down in South Jersey, William Billy Richmond was scooping up a history of his own. In 1884, he churned out his first Richmond's ice cream in his general store, surrounded by local dairy farms that kept the milk and the joy flowing. From the shores to the farmlands, New Jersey ice cream legacy is as rich as the cones themselves. We've all had Richmond's ice cream, I believe, because we could all just go to Mr. Bill's and get it. But I'd never been to Ocean Grove to go to Days Ice Cream, and now I feel like we must take a field trip, Gabe.
Yeah, why not? It sounds like a wonderful place that obviously has a tremendously long history. I like the ice cream culture in New Jersey. I like it in and around Hamilton. I miss
hmm
Tony's Custard. I miss some of those places we used to go for ice cream. But down the shore, there's plenty of places.
And
Around
we have
here,
Royal
Royal
Crown.
Crown, you've got
hmm
a lot of different places that I don't want to list everybody, but I would just say there's nothing like a night like tonight. You go and you hear the cicadas going or the crickets, and you're out there sitting outside and you have a nice ice cream and you're with friends or family. And that's just a great summer memory, I think, for everybody.
Yeah. Miss like Tony's Custard, they were one of the ones that had like, the yellow lights outside, right?
Yeah. And the bug
Yeah.
light, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you're sitting there, you're eating your sundae,
Zzz,
you're eating your cone, you just zzz,
zzz, zzz. But the
zzz.
yellow fluorescent lights that you never
Yeah,
see
yeah,
anymore.
that's what it looks like. That's my memories of that. And I'm going as far back, I think first time I can remember having ice cream outside at a place was at Joe Boy's Custard. So we're
Yeah.
going back with
That's
that.
Third and
Fairview.
Fairview.
Yep.
Third and Fairview. Yeah.
Yeah. Sitting in the back seat of my mother's, I think it was a 73 Chrysler. I had a chocolate cone and some of it dripped on the pleather seat, and that stain stayed there until my mother got a new car 10 years later. Yeah.
So Joe Boy's had if you were facing what's now Corrado's, if people are
Yes.
wondering what we're talking about.
Yeah.
To the right was the ice cream, to the left was the arcade.
Yep. Kids
in that
Corner.
building. Kids Corner later. Yeah,
Mhm.
Kids Corner.
Yeah.
But Joe Boys, and then it was actually the arcade was at one point called Pinball Wizards too.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and before that it was a BP gas station. But Joe Boys,
And then when we had the paper, it was D and D
D and
specialties.
yeah, D
D&S Specialties, right?
No, D.
D&D. And
D&D Specialties, DeMarco, yeah.
yeah, and
Yes,
at one
Phil
point
DeMarco,
it was Rocket Wings and Subs.
that was after
right.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still distinctly, and you can check me on this, Joe, see the white sign on the corner with the blue. Joe must have always liked blue and white. It must have been a Hamilton thing. And Joe Boys in kind of a script, writing or whatever you want to call it, on that sign, blue
Yep.
lettering on a white background. I can see it like it's yesterday. And Joe Boy, early entrepreneur, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, how often do you go for custard, Joe? Do you get ice cream? Do you go out at all? Ever say, you know what, I'm going to take a ride out to Royal Crown, Cold Cow, Sophia's, Rita's, whatever it may be?
Not very often, maybe 2 or 3 times a summer. Like I've got to be like really in the mood for it because I don't get the small ones. I tend to get a medium or large
Yeah.
because it's I got a problem with sweets. But it's maybe 2 or 3 times a year. Like I don't even chase down the ice cream truck anymore. I think
Oh
it's just
yeah.
getting old.
Oh yeah.
But it's an event. I like going. I like sitting outside when it's not horrifying out. So the weather coming up is probably going to be real nice for that.
Gabe, how about when we were at lunch or dinner the other day and we went to,
We
oh
went
my
to
God, the Mexican.
Marquez. We went to Marquez.
Yes.
And at Marquez on Orchard Street, the Mr. Softy truck pulled up. And the
Orchard
staff
and Egg
of
Harbor Road.
yeah, Orchard Neck Harbor, and the staff of Marquez went out the corner door, a couple of them, like the waitresses, and they bought right from the truck and brought it in. And it was they were so excited. And then there were neighborhood people who were around the truck too. And I'm like, what year is it? Like I put it parked it right about at 1974 is what it seemed like. It was like, am I really in? Is this like the old Central? Where am I?
There's something about that jingle that activates something primal
Salivary glands.
Yeah,
in you, and
yeah.
you have to run and get
Catch
something from Mr. Softy. I will. You know what? No, yeah. I will never forget. There was one time early college, I was working on the farm and I came home and I was just getting ready to get a shower and I heard Mr. Softy outside. So I grabbed a pair of shorts, I put them on, I ran downstairs. Mom, what do you want? She told me. I ran down the corner barefoot to get I think she was getting one of those choco wheels or something, and I always get the strawberry sundae. So I'm standing there and I'm waiting, and all these neighborhood moms are there with their kids, and they're just looking at me, and they're looking at me, and they're looking at me, and I'm like, I don't understand what's happening. And so I go up and I order my stuff from the truck, and then these mothers are like really looking at me. I'm like, ma'am, I'm just getting ice cream. So I go back to the house and I give my mother her ice cream, and I'm starting to eat mine, and she goes, Joe, did you go out of the house like that? And I'm like, what do you mean? She's feel your back pocket. And so I feel my back pocket, and there's nothing
oh,
there
Joe.
at all. So
Joe.
I'm like, this is why all of these neighborhood parents
You
Joe.
were
were
bare
looking at me.
butted.
Yes, like the pocket
Joe.
was completely ripped. There was nothing there. And,
You didn't feel the breeze on your butt while you were running
Oh
there
towards
my
was
the
God,
truck.
Joe.
ice cream to be had. And thank God this
Joe.
happened in the 90s, because if this happened now, I'd be on the
Joe.
list and I have to inform my neighbors.
Joe. How old were you?
20, 21.
Joseph. Joseph. I don't even know where to begin.
I
Or
was
and I don't want to. Let me get it out. I don't want to know where to begin or literally end with that
Look,
story.
I'm just saying, time of
Yay.
year, ice cream holds power over all of us.
Oh man.
There's like a 73% chance that as soon as we're done recording this show, Gabe's gonna be like, "Yo, you want to go get a chocolate shake?"
That might happen. It's more than 70. I think it's more than 70%.
I said 73.
All this ice cream talk is making me hungry.
Joe, is this good weather this week to go get ice cream? What is Ben Castone's forecast telling us?
Since you asked, it certainly sounds like it is time for the Oddcast forecast, according to the app on my smartphone and sponsored by Ben Castone Landscaping. Call Ben Castone for all your landscaping needs at 609 561 3452. They're here to keep your yard looking great no matter what the season. And this year, Ben Castone Landscaping is celebrating its 25th anniversary. Ben Castone thanks his customers, family, and friends for all their support and is looking forward to many more years of service. And we are looking at decent weather. After the heat that we had last week, little bits of rain here and there, it's looking like it's finally going to be a little nice. Wednesday, we're looking at a high of 80. Exactly.
Yeah,
Thunderous
we applaud
applause.
that. We applaud that.
The applause is the only thing thunderous over the next couple of days.
Nice.
Thank you.
All right, keep your pants on, Joe.
Ha ha! Anywho, Wednesday, Wednesday, we're looking at a high of 80 and a low of 64, partly cloudy. Thursday, we're looking at a high of 78 with a low of 60, partly sunny. And Friday, we're looking at a high of 83 and a low of 61, again with a mix of sun and clouds. So it's going to be decent for the next several days.
That's good.
Oh, good. We deserve it. If anyone is looking for us, where can they find us, track us down, send us hate mail, whatever?
For more information or for sponsorship opportunities or nasty grams, email us at jerseyoddcast@gmail.com. Call us at 609 444 6178. Listen to us on YouTube or your favorite podcast service. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, or Blue Sky, or visit our website, jerseyoddcast.com.
Thank you. And this has been another fun episode of the Jersey Oddcast. That'll do it for this week's ride through South Jersey. We'll be back next week with more chaos, commentary, and community because someone's got to do it.